Alright, so here is our first problem. Solve for the solutions of the following three indefinite equations. Our first one is 4x plus 5y is equal to 100. So if we take a closer look at this equation, and we're going to start using with the factors and multiples. So over here, let's look at the coefficients, which is the leading number of each term. 4 and 5 are the coefficients, and 100 is the final sum. 100 is a multiple of 4 and a multiple of 5, so this should be easy. Our x's, so let me make the bracket. Okay, so we have x equals and y equals. So if x equals 1, then then 4x would have to equal, then if x equals 1, then 4x equals 4, right? And when you subtract 4 from 100, and the difference is not divisible by 5. So how we use the factors and multiples is we first look at, well, 100 is a multiple of 4x, right? Is a multiple of 4, right? And 4x is also a multiple of 4. So, which means that a multiple of 4 plus a number is also equal to a multiple of 4, meaning that that number that was being added to that multiple of 4 also has to be a multiple of 4 as well. So we can't get a 4 anywhere from our 5 as a coefficient. So 4 has to come from the variable y, meaning that y has to be the multiples of 4. So let's see, if y equals 4, then this becomes 20, and 20 minus 100 equals to 80. So then x would have to be equal to 80 divided by 4, which is 20. Now let's look at our second set. If y is equal to 8, 5 times 8 is 40. 40 minus from 100 is 60. 60 minus 4 is 15. Now let's look at the second set. The next multiple 4 would be 12. 12 times 5 is 60, and 60 minus subtracted from 100 is 40. 40 divided by 4 is 10. So in this case, x would be 10. And as we start doing this, you'll see a pattern among the different values of x and y. X is 20 minus 5, minus 5, minus 5, and it keeps minusing 5 with every term. Y keeps adding another 4, which is basically the list of all multiples of 4 that keeps going on. So if x 20, 15, 10, and then this would be 5 and 0. And then this would be the next multiple of 4, so 12 plus 4 is 16, and the next one 20. So many of you might just stop here, but really there's one more set, and that's when y equals 0. Yes, they can also be 0 as well. So if y is equal to 0, then this would be 25. So this is our set of equations for the first problem over here. Okay, and I'll erase this because we don't have enough space. So now let's look at the second problem. 4x plus 5y is equal to now 98. So if we zoom this bigger and we think about using the remainders to look at them. So first, let's divide 98 by 4, because for 98, they seem to have a lot, right? Like a lot of, at least they're even numbers. They seem closer. 98 divided by 4 is equal to, and also we could also do 98 divided by 5, but in this case, I'm choosing to do 4. You can also try to do 5 if you wish. So 90 divided by 4 is equal to 24, because 24 times 4 is equal to 96, with a remainder of 2. 4x divided by 4, we don't know exactly what it is, but we know that it will have a remainder of 0, because 4x is already a multiple of 4, so it will end up with a remainder of 0 in the end. Now, if 4x has a remainder of 0 when divided by 4, and 98 has a remainder of 2 when divided by 4. Now, where did that remainder of 2 come from? In order for 98 to have a remainder of 2, 5y divided by 4 would also have to have a remainder of 2. Just like 98, so that's where the remainder 2 comes from. So 5y has to have a remainder of 2. So with that information in hand, we can go over and we can start testing. And we can start testing the different values of y and x. So for 5y, we know that it's a multiple of 5 and that it is 2 more than a multiple of 4. So after testing it out, you will get x can be equal to 22, 17, 12, and as you can see, this is all minus 5s, 7 and 2. Now, if x is equal to 22, for example, 22 times 4 is equal to 88. 88 subtracted from 98 is 10. 10 divided by 5 is 6. Now plus 4, so then this would be 10, 14, and 18. So this is the final set of solutions for the second problem. Now let's take a look at the third function. 4x plus 5y is equal to 99. Okay, so our last solution to solving indefinite equations is to look at what would make sense for the final digits. And I already told you that you will see what I mean by the time when we solve this problem. So first, I like to especially do this when there are 5s. And if you can, sometimes simplify equations, like divide, say, 2 on both sides, so you get a 5. And if you see a 5, then another number, maybe, perhaps, and you will be able to use this solution quite effectively. So we know that any multiple of 5 has to either end with a 0 or 5. Is that correct? All right. So if y is equal to 0, and see this 9 over here this is its ending number. If 5y ends in 0, then this would not be possible. But if it ends in 5, then this just might. So 0 is not a possible choice, meaning that y has to be odd. Okay, so x is equal to something and y is equal to something. And let's start our solution. Okay, so if x is equal to 1, right, that's our first odd number, then 1 times 5 is equal to 5. 99 minus 5 is equal to 94. And is 94 a multiple of 4? Let's check. So this is 9 divided by 4 is equal to, it has a remainder of 1, and it is not a multiple of 4. So x equals 1 would not work. What about x equals 3? Well, if x was equal to 3, then 3 times 5 would be 15. 99 minus 15 is equal to 84. And 84 is a multiple of 4. Okay, this entire time it has been on the opposite variable. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, 84 divided by 4 is equal to 21. So x would be equal to 21. Now what if y equals 5? Well, 5 times 5 is equal to 25. 99 minus 25 is equal to 74. What's 74 divided by 4? 74, that is not a multiple of 4. Right? So then 7 would not, then 5 would not work. Let's try 7. If 7 is the case, 7 times 5 is equal to 35. 99 minus 35 is equal to 64. And 64 is a multiple of 4. In fact, that is 14. So let's try 9. 9 times 5 is 45. And 99 minus 45 is equal to 54. So the rest would be 11, 15, 19, and this is 11, 6, and 1.